Hey guys, this is Ultima from S3R Gamers, and welcome back to Ultima Plays The Novelist. So, I decided in the short time in between episodes, we're going to pick the book, because Tommy hasn't really gotten anything. Technically he got the compromise, but the compromise was screwed over by the fact that I didn't mean to pick it. So, Dan needs a win right now. So he's going to get the compromise. The lady... Her and Dan still seem to be on good rocks, and I think if the kid's learning, they're spending time with the kid, which ultimately she just wants him to spend time. And I don't think his door office should be off limits. So, we're going to select this book. Selecting the book, we'll choose yeah. Okay, we all know the drill. So, next I have to choose the office door, but first I'll explore some clues about this house. Alright, house. What have you got for me today? Nothing downstairs. Oh, no, wait. Okay, here we go. Something right here on the table. Final entry before I depart. The bank would no doubt prevent me from purchasing this house due to the inherent conflict of interest, but given its history of frequent ownership changes, I feel confident the mortgage department will be glad to have the property off their hands. I believe I can set up a trust, or perhaps a shell company, and convince Mr. Lowry that we must part with the property for less than the market value. I feel certain I can appeal to his conservative nature. I believe it will prove to be a shrewd investment as a rental property, and I think I now understand why people don't stay for extended periods of time. I found myself unable to describe the feeling precisely, but in my time here I found my mind drifting in strange ways, as if it was not always my own. But the natural beauty is undeniable. Perhaps shorter visits are wiser use of this property. Yes, I believe that is a fine idea indeed. Not a bad idea, Mr. Baxter. Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish. Anyway. Actually, I don't speak Spanish, which makes me sad. I am a Hispanic gentleman, so not speaking Spanish. Wait, what? It's a little unfortunate. Okay, so there wasn't anything else downstairs, but I believe there's going to be another clue up here. Also, apologize if maybe I'm focusing a lot on the game, but this is definitely one of those games where I think you just kind of gotta, like... This is one of those games where the commentary style is going to be about the game, because there's just a lot to go, and so I think we're just going to go through the thought process and all that other stuff together, and that's sort of the style we're going to take here. You know, I'm a firm believer in whatever suits the situation. So... I think we're doing okay. I really feel like I screwed up with picking the kid and not him, because then he'd be really well off right now. And then maybe I could have picked the family dinner option because he'd have been doing pretty well. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I guess there's not another clue. I don't see one. Like I said, there's not one in the kids' room. There wasn't one in the office. Oh, I'm stupid. It's a giant shimmering thingy. The Diary of Claire Bradford. Who the heck is that? We're here, so why don't I feel more excited? This was supposed to be fun. Just Roger and me and Mom and Dad, and think we're with Ben and Lori, but of course that was just a trick. Nope, just Roger and me in this big house by the ocean for the whole week. I'm sad to see that there's no piano here, but I suppose a week without practice won't do me too much harm. I guess maybe being alone with Roger that long is what's making me feel nervous. Though why should that be? He's my fiancé after all. If I'm supposed to spend the rest of my life with him, I shouldn't be worried about spending the week with him, should I? Everyone has second thoughts before they get married, right? I don't know if that's true. I'm sure there's a point where everyone, just does a double check in their head. Okay, yeah, I want to marry this person. And then but, okay, that's right. I need to pick the door. The office door. Selecting the door, we'll choose Dan's compromise. Yes. So, Dan and the kid get to be happy. Sorry, Linda, but it's just not going to happen. Yeah, that's what you should do. See, look, they spent time together. Dan didn't want Tommy to start on their school year behind, so he committed to helping the old man 2 hours every morning. Having both of his parents there helped Tommy's confidence as much as his reading, and their morning practice became an event they all looked forward to. Bam! Knew it. I knew it would help them. Yes! Okay. Dan reached a compromise with the family. He would make room in his schedule during the day, but when his office doors were closed, he wasn't to be disturbed. He desperately wanted longer interrupted writing blocks, but made the best of his shorter sessions he was able to fit in. Perfect. Linda and Tommy got used to eating dinner without Dan, and most nights he stopped work just long enough to kiss Tommy goodnight before heating up his dinner in the oven. Dan and Linda still find time to catch up a few nights a week, but most of the time there were ships passing in the night, each of their own course. That is true, but they're still spending time together every morning. So I still think we're doing okay. And that's how the Kaplan's first month at the house on the cliff came to an end. Oh my. That was just the first month? Goodness, what a tumultuous month. Whatever. Dan sent a work in progress to his agent, and he was glad to see Dan had gotten back on track. They were both hopeful that Dan could maintain his focus and write a book that delivered the promise of his work so far. Okay, so Dan's doing pretty good. Let's see how Tommy's doing. The next day, Dan made good on a promise to Tommy into the woods and looked for arrowheads, so they drove to the site of a Sioux settlement and got to work. Dan and Tommy had fun digging around in the dirt, getting messy, and looking for artifacts. They found a handful of arrowheads, which Tommy probably showed his mother when they got home. Okay. Linda, please. Linda be decently happy. A few nights later, Dan and Linda got a babysitter and went out for a date, but they both felt like they were going through the motions and could barely carry a conversation. They knew their first month in the house hadn't gone well. That their trip was not saving the marriage as they'd hoped. What could have been a pleasant night out was awkward and troubling instead. Ah, crap. Okay, so my goal this time is to focus on Danny and Linda's relationships. They still have 2 more months on the coast, and their story was just beginning. Alright, so this time I gotta focus on Linda and Dan, because the kid seems to be doing alright. Thank goodness. Oh, man, if this is what it's like really raising a family, this game is freaking terrifying. Full house. Alright, in this chapter, I play Bob Saget, the ghost of Bob Saget's career. I'm just kidding. Although now that How I Met Your Mother's over, he's no longer narrator of that. I mean, what else is he really doing? Don't get me wrong, I like Bob Saget and everything, but I mean, come on, what are you doing? Is there a way to... Is my progress save on its own? Is that a thing? Huh. Let's look for what clues I can find around the house. Okay, see, the kid's doing happy things. I found one of Tommy's clues. Honey, I'm sorry it's been so long since my last letter, but we've been all over the place. Have you gotten settled in the big house yet? Hope getting away from everything has been a help for Dan. I'm writing because speaking of getting away, your father and I are going to take a road trip. I found some good AARP deals, that's pretty funny. And with your father only working part-time, it wasn't very hard to arrange time off. It's been too long since our last trip. I've always enjoyed changes of scenery, and as you're hopefully learning, it can be just the thing a marriage needs. Lord knows it's helped us. The trip won't take us close enough to the shore to come visit, I'm sorry to say, and if you write back, we'll be gone before your letter arrives. We'll call you if one of our motels has long distance, but if we don't get a chance to call, send my love to Dan and Thomas. Thomas, nerd. You know your father and I want the best for you all. Love, Mom. Well, that's nice. Mother is checking up on them.
Hi, Mom. Hey, Pumpkin.
Hi, Pumpkin. What's this? Guy, probably not expecting to hear from me, were you? You know I'm all about surprises. What the frick? Okay, look, we're going to head up to the coast next weekend. We're doing the drive from LA to Seattle. I have an interview up there on Tuesday, and Kelly has a friend who's going to introduce her to some casting people from Vancouver. Can we crash at your place on the way up? We should be pulling through next Friday. I was thinking we could use it as an excuse to jam on our books. I want to see your new stuff, and I have a draft I want you to take a look at. I'm way beyond knowing what's good or not with my work, so I could really use your advice. And And you know I'll give it to you straight about your new book. Is there a title yet? Could be an impromptu writer's workshop, I guess. Anyway, I think it'd be fun. Let me know. Okay. All right. Oh wow, I can look at the story so far. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to stop this play session. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you're enjoying this journey of the Novelist. We're on episode 5 right now, so when we come back, I don't know. Oh, it looks like there's about 2 more chapters to go, so maybe we're about a third of the way through the game, so maybe the series will go about 12 episodes. But anyway, I hope it did well, and I hope you don't mind taking this journey with me. Again, focusing a lot on the game because there's a lot to think about, a lot to process, but I think it's a really interesting story so far. And it looks like things are not going to be very simple, and it's not going to be easy to get a happy ending. But then again, hey, that's life. So, see you guys next time for more The Novelist.